tonight. I've always known her as Teddy. Teddy Corkill. She was in the 2013 class of our chapter, which was just one big chapter at the time in 2013, and it actually split into the two chapters in 2015. But she was also in the 2018 class of the Cameron County Master Gardener class, as was I. So, after a 33-year career in the chemical industrial training field, she retired. She loves nature and spending time with her husband, David Dowden, and her two sons, Mark and John. She first took wildlife tracking evaluation in the fall of 2013, and then she enrolled in a 9-month intensive tracking course in October of 2013. And she's been attending classes since then, and in 2015 she achieved level 1 certification. So welcome, Teddy, and we're glad that you're feeling better and you're going to be able to tell these people about all these neat things you brought with you.
Okay, I'll tell them stories.
Great.
See who I can pull. My husband told me to play nice with the kids. So if I start misbehaving, just let me know, because I tend to do that. As she said, my name's Teddy Corkill. I'm originally from the valley. That's perfect. Okay. I'm originally from the valley. I worked in the chemical industry for many, many years, which reminds me. Did you hear? When I was working in the chemical industry, we had shift work, so we were getting ready to have 3 days off, and we had managers that were with us on the shift, so they were getting ready to have some days off. So we convinced them to go out hiking, and there they were. They got together and they went hiking, and they're walking along this railroad track, just hiking away, and then they see a track, and one of them says, "That's a deer." And the other one says, "No, it's not. You're dumb. That's a rabbit." "No, I'm telling you, that's a deer." "You stupid idiot, that's a rabbit." Well, they went on, deer, rabbit, deer, rabbit, deer. They argued till the train hit them. Okay, the main topics that I'm going to talk about. The thing about this topic is there's so many ancillary topics that go in it, so I'm going to be going back and forth a little bit and try not to bore you. But we talk about safety first. When you go tracking, safety is most important. It's important to wear your sunglasses, hat, use sunscreen, good shoes. You want to wear good hiking shoes. You need that ankle stability because when you track, more than likely you're going to be climbing rocks and stuff. We go down a lot of ravines. Then we're going to talk about the gear, tools that we use. And before I go any farther, well, let me go ahead and one of the first things we do before we go is we make a mammal list. Mammals that are in the area. Like I have my mammal list from, they're all torn up and everything. But like this one's from the Bastrop area. These are all the mammals that we look for. And we're not just looking for mammals, we're looking for its track and sign. Sign could be a urine spray, it could be a beaver gnaw, it could be anything, it could be scat, you know, the animal species. Anyhow, you want to make a list because you want to know, you don't want to go chasing something that's not going to be there. And then you just eliminate them out. I had one for this area, but evidently the dog must have wanted it. I'll talk about foot morphology. I'll talk about gaits and tracking, basic tracking, and journaling. So if I stump you all or anything, or I don't make something clear for you all, please let me know, okay? Oh, a little bit more on my background. I think she might have said, I was master naturalist in 2013. I graduated in the spring. And, you know how you get those emails from TPWD, Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, that all these opportunities you can take? Well, there was one called Cyber Tracking Evaluation, and it was in Bastrop. I had no idea in the world what I was getting into, but they gave me, TMN gave me a scholarship to go. Little did I know, it was the evaluation for the classes that go before the evaluation. So I went and taken the test. So I went in there just stupid, and I didn't know what I expected. I didn't know what to expect. But it was so terrific. I failed miserably. I made a 33, but it was a good experience. And that experience that weekend made me want to get into this tracking. So I went into, checked on the courses, and they have courses, a couple of courses every year. It's called Earth Native Wilderness School. And they have like survival courses, they have bow making, all kinds of things. So you never know what you're going to find out there. And I've been tracking all this time, and a lot of times, like the group, like I had a group over 3 weeks ago, and it was that school's group, but they had people like from Washington, they had people from Oregon, they had people from all over taking this evaluation that I took, and they're all trying to achieve 100%. Now there's 4 levels, and then it goes, and then if you don't miss any at all, it's 100%. In order to be considered a wildlife tracker, a global wildlife tracker, you have to have tracked on 5 continents and made 100% on every test. Wow. That is like, you know, they can, in the evaluations, they pick real hard questions. Their questions are, we put them on popsicle sticks, and it'll say, number 1, who, and stick it down there. And you see a track, you identify. Or number 2, what happened here? Number 3, you know, on and on. It could be multiple answers. I mean, it could be multiple questions in one. But it's a very, very difficult thing to do. But I saw a man make the 100%, and that was pretty incredible. And he was older gentleman. Okay, let me see. Any questions so far? And with this group, when you go with this group, you sign up for, it's about 9 classes. It's kind of like TMN, you meet one weekend a month. And a couple of those weekends are like, one's at Big Bend, so you're usually there for 5 days. And then this year they're going to Caprock Canyon. And then they have other days where they just track around Austin and Bastrop. Best place to track, I think, is underneath an expressway where there's a creek running through it. Because those animals need water. Tracking is simply a means to discover and explore the wide variety of animal sign found in the natural world. By learning to first see and then interpret an array of tracks and signs, people develop greater understanding and appreciation for wildlife and wilderness. This is the definition of a track. It's a detectable evidence, a line of footprints, wheels, items dragged, etc. that have passed. It can be an animal drag, it can be anything, but it's where a footfall has happened. Okay, why do people track in the old days? People had to have food, they had to have shelter, they had to have clothing. Safety, yes, from the animals, the big prey, and defense weapons and stuff like that. It's amazing what you can make from just being outdoors. But the tracking, it was also a way to barter for different food items or something like that. They used it like that. And like I said, tracking is not about just tracking mammals. It's about tracking anything. I mean, it's not unusual on an evaluation to have one of those little Post-its on a tree, and it might be a silk moth, or it might be a cicada, whatever. I mean, it's tracking and sign, it encompasses all. Y'all understand that? Wisdom means people live egress, so I won't kill that dog anymore. And the tracking involves learned skills of interpreting tracks and signs, finding out animals. It is like learning a new language. I mean, I've just got 3 little books here, and I have many at home, but these are like my little Bibles I carry in my backpack, and they're heavy. Personal clothing, this flashlight is one of the things you want to take. A compass. It's idea if you're just thinking about taking a trip to go tracking, and you've got all your safety gear, your sunscreen on and everything, and then we use a flashlight because when a track, especially in a dark area, you have to be able to see the track real good. So we're usually on our tummies and using a flashlight for that. Comes in handy. A compass, we know what that's for. A ruler or measuring tape. A light brush, like a painting brush. And journal. It's real important to have a journal in your tracking repertoire. You can make, in a journal you can make, like I'm here, and I can draw a picture of this whole, say, half a mile radius, and then you can focus on making them smaller and making them smaller until you kind of can track your animal. It's just a real helpful tool. And then plus you want to journal your activities. It's just a means of remembering. We magnifying glass, a pencil, a camera, small plastic bags for scat or other specimens. Does everybody know what scat is? Mm-hmm. I love scat. Scat is my friend. Water, drinks, and snacks, markers, flags, or popsicle sticks for marking an area. Okay. You think I'm kidding you? I got some rat scat. I got some Neil guy scat.
Dancing around.
Okay, for morphology. This is a brand of biology that deals with the forms and structure of animals. Morphology, I'm sure you all know that. Thousands of years ago, the mammals, most mammals had 5 toes on each foot. But over a long time and through evolution, they've like feet and legs evolved and became more varied. Digits or toes are numbered 1 to 5. And just to give you an idea, the more 1 to 5 would be inside analogous to our thumb. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 digits. I have carpal bones, metacarpal bones, and I have phalanges. And on the bottom I have toe pads and a palm pad. Anyway, so when you see a bird track, you might see something like this, right? Well, they still have 1 toe of the hallux, most of them, I mean a lot of them, so they consider that to be that. Hoofed animals like cows, horses, any ungulates, usually have the 2 dew claws, and then the hooves. Stop me at any time and ask me a question. Okay, what I just said, your feet are made up of claws, that's toe pads, or digital pads. Then the metacarpal pads, these are the metacarpal pads, and then the proximal pads. And it's really interesting to see proximal pads, like, if you look at a skunk track, they kind of do a number like this and then have a proximal pad there. And the different types of skunks, like hooded or spotted or striped, their feet register differently. Yeah. There may be hair covering in the foot. You'll see that a lot with rabbits. Here's my rabbit feet right here. If you feel like you would want to touch them, you're welcome to. Yeah. But you know, another good way is your dogs and cats at home. You know, your pets at home. Just when they're laying all around you, just feel their feet and feel the pads and feel the carpals or the tarsals or the on the feet. Rabbits show a lot of sign with hair, and also fox. Did you know we have fox down here?
Yeah.
What kind of fox?
Right.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just learned that? Oh, really? Oh, wow. Go over some quick definitions. I won't elaborate on them, but anterior means front, posterior means back. In the world of tracking, we use these terms all the time. Left, right, symmetry, we talk about symmetry. Like, would you say my hand is symmetric? No, because you can't draw a straight line through here without these being in line with it. But a lot of your bobcats and some of your canines, they look like they're symmetrical. But it all depends on the substrate too. Do we all know what substrate is? Okay, it all depends on the substrate too. How an animal can go this way. Like an animal in snow might go like this and then push in, and it's going to show a larger imprint. Okay, this is very common down here, and I apologize for these slides, but that's all I have. We're going to talk about canines and felines. Does anybody know the difference between a canine and a feline?
The claws don't retract, we just learned that.
Okay, the dog and the coyote register, but the cats, and a lot of the other animals, they don't show their claws. And the main difference between a bobcat, and we'll see coyote down the way, but the main difference between a bobcat is you can see its palm pad, and it's got like 2 little lobes, and then it comes down to 3 lobes. That will always differentiate if it's a dog or cat. There's some differences in
And that's
the
a what?
a bobcat. This is one of my favorite prints. It's a possum. You see a lot of those around here. And it's real curious because the back ones, like this is showing the hand splayed, but lots of times they're just like this. So they can grab on trees and such. Some animals present with a dew claw. A lot of animals do. This is a wild boar or feral hog, and you can see the dew claws here. And they're kind of big.
Is that one track?
That's one track. It's 1 foot.
1 foot.
1 foot. Kind of like this with the dew claw. And I know I have. Here's the bobcat. And here's a hog. Frank. Any questions?
Here's the rabbit back.
I talked about this, toes, they have fingers or toes, tarsal, metatarsal, claw, hoof, claws, nails, just a little picture there. Okay, remember when I was talking about the striped stuff? Here's that proximal pad I was talking about. And sometimes, it's funny because some animals will have a proximal pad, but they'll register on the hind foot. There's so much difference in all the animals that it's so difficult, like, to hone in on one and kind of talk about that a lot, and it's a little confusing to me either. The curve covering. This is pretty astounding to me. These are hooves. One of them is a nilgai. See how big it is? I don't know which one it is. Probably a right. It's a right foot, but I don't know if it's front or back. And then I have some rabbits. Some deer hooves. So y'all welcome to see those.
White tail and this is down there.
Right.
This is kind of laying on the side of the dad yesterday. I think somebody hit it.
Talking about those, you'll see them as they come by. You have a hoof wall, and you have this southern greenish, I don't know how to pronounce that pad. And then here's the pad. This is 1 foot, and here's the dew claws. Okay, here's some that you might. Here's a possum again. Okay, here's that. It would be. And the heel pads. Those are really funny they're pretty little sizes. The top one is a squirrel.
Well,
And it-
I was
you
gonna
can
say,
see
a
where the
good murder
nails are,
weapon.
and, where the toe pads are,
Like county fair
and
food.
carpals, and, you know.
Say, it looks like a good
And
murder
it's
weapon.
just
to me.
like,
Yeah.
it's just like most hands, you know, you're gonna see those digits, and then you pass our side, what we call it a palm pad. Digits and then.
Yeah, it should be going down the road.
Pass them
and then, pass them down that way and then. Yeah. Because they get missed.
I need to talk about negative space. Negative space is these areas here. This is a fox, a gray fox, this is a coyote, and this is a bobcat. And these are, it's not always easy to judge what it is based on those, but it gives you a pretty good idea, especially with the bobcats. You can see how it just makes a, and that, but I haven't seen enough gray fox tracks to,
Have you seen this one?
with the register, it indicates no proceed, comprehensive. Okay. Can anybody identify this guy?
Coyote?
I'd be more inclined to believe it was a coyote.
Oh, there you go, you're right.
That's something small.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
I'll give that to-
that big.
Looks like a
But there's
hair
big
ball.
ones, Cubans, there's big ones and there's small ones. Let me tell you about differentiating between, cat, feline scat and canine scat. With, we'll start with the coyote. A coyote is gonna have its feces and then it's gonna twist out, like it twists out. There's not a blunt. Whereas with cats, they chop it off in pieces. Ever know that? Did you ever know that?
No.
Raccoons are notorious for loving to display their scat. Aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can just be in a place very obscure and there might be a pond with a tree sticking out of it and trees all around. And on that tree sticking out, a big old pile of raccoon scat. Talking about, this is not a very good slide, but I talked about the substrate earlier. And there's different kind of substrate that we have here. There's grass, dirt, sand. We don't have snow for the most part. And let's see. And dirt. A great place to go tracking is like behind, on the base side, not on the base side, but South Padre Island on the west side of the road.
Andre's saying.
Yeah, right over the dunes. You can see all kinds of tracks, and you see trailing, you know, because the animals will trail, and you can follow a trail. We use a technique that is, it's used with popsicle sticks. And we have different colors, like for hind, front, back, left. And is following a track and putting one popsicle stick wherever you know there's the front foot, and the same popsicle stick on the front foot, the same popsicle stick. You might put a yellow stick on the back. And that's a way of determining what gaits they're performing, whether they're doing lopes or they're bounding like a rabbit. That's a good way to know. We know about what urine is. But urine is in marking territory, they may use it. And speaking of urine.
I don't want it.
Well, maybe I left it at home, but it was,
Give it to mine.
like a roadrunner scat. Have you all seen a roadrunner scat?
No.
Okay. It's usually dark, and it's in a pellet form, about maybe it's that big. But the urine part is like on one side, like it was dipped, like it's an egg and it was dipped in something, and this is white.
And that's Roadrunner?
Roadrunner. I have one, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, that's okay.
Webbing is tissue of memory that unites fingers or toes. Foot structures for many mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. And we do track amphibians too. As a matter of fact, I got a really pretty little track here. Anyway, it's of a frog. If you want to see it, come up to me afterwards.
When you go tracking, when do you go morning or evening or?
It doesn't matter, because I can withstand the heat, so it really doesn't matter. One thing about me is, when I was with the group, I tracked a lot. And I was going up to Bastrop a lot. But my husband's a paraplegic, and I'm his provider. And he's had a lot of health issues, and he can't get out of bed. So I'm not as free as I'd love to be. But what I do want to do is I'd like to get a little group together and just make a little tracking group. I don't know anybody else that does it down here, but I'd like to have a little group and we could track where I live. I live at Cactus Creek Ranch, and it's better to see these things and see how you use the tools and stuff.
Is there a better time for tracking, morning, evening, or is there like a certain time that's better to track than another time?
Probably morning time is better. I mean, for one thing, you're fresh.
After rain, or does it
But
make a difference?
after rain is really nice because it really clears out the substrate. Oh, I have scat in my brain. Have y'all ever seen a alligator scat?
Yes.
No, that's it.
Every single day of my life.
He works at the bird center.
That's not fair. Well, anyhow, we came across them a couple of weeks ago, and I would have never imagined in the whole world, because to me, it looked like a bar of soap, and it was white,
Yes.
because all the urine in it. It looked like lava or something like that.
I can vouch for this.
You need to provide her with some. You need to provide her with some.
I would like
Put
it.
it in a baggie or something.
One of you, seriously. I'm sick.
You understand that when they clean out the poop is like first thing in the morning. If I could get a good piece, I'll get it for you. It's gonna have to be a good piece though, because the ones that I take care of, the majority are about this big. And the ones
The
that,
alligators.
yeah, and the ones that are outside are pretty big, and there are about 52 of them in there, so wish me luck.
Well, if you ever come across it, I want it in a baggie, okay?
Can't have it both ways. You get what
Very nice. So, the signs, I'll go over those, but, sign is really, that's what they use for grading us, but when you come up to a track, and after you've read a little bit, and you know a little bit, you're just a little too dangerous to be around your own self, you ask yourself, you're asking about the track. Who am I? I'm a rabbit. What paw, foot, or glide? Right front. Then you just ask yourself these questions. And does it have a tail? Does it have fur? Does it have fur in its tail? There's three main gates that I'm going to talk about today. There's a lot of gates because there's lopes, there's saddle trots. You know, have you ever seen your dog run kind of sideways like that?
Yeah,
I can't demonstrate to you.
I don't know.
But I can demonstrate to you how a bear walks.
Just go full on barrel.
So we'll be talking about walks, understep walks, and direct register walks. Okay, a walk is just like what you and I do. But our front feet aren't on the floor like mine. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to do that. I can do the understep walk too, but I can't do the overstep. There's an overstep walk. Overstep. Those are the main three kind of walks we're going to deal with today. Talking about gaits, the way an animal moves, there's walks, there's trots, there's lopes. What would you think would be a lope?
In between a run or a walk.
Yeah, like in between a pronk or something like that. A gallop, hop like a rabbit. A rabbit's hop. Their front feet are here, and they, of course, hop along. There's a whole section on gaits, and it would kind of be a lot. Bound, pronk. What pronks? You know those deer that are mountain climbers? What do they call them? The all-guide or something like that?
You
No.
Sheepborn? Big,
Yeah, like in Big Bend.
bighorn sheep?
I
forgot what it's
forgot
called.
that would be.
I have cuckoo. I don't need this.
So what is a pronk? What a pronk? What is pronk? Is it a mountain climber?
Yeah, it's a mountain climber. It's generally an animal that will not register with its front legs there, but they'll do a big old pronk. And then when you see
Springbok or antelope.
when you see the actual track of where it pronk, you're probably gonna have, let's see, that's not an ungulate.
The gait where you which all four legs are used to push off the ground at once.
That's what it is.
When they go into your substrate, and depending on how far they have to go, or what the substrate is like, if it's soft, if it's muddy, or whatever, and it pronks into it, you might register something along this line. Cause it came up prompt and it hit. That like that, and then,
Right.
walking is a slow gait in which each foot moves independently at no point during the cycle of footfalls does the animal lose contact with the ground. You don't lose contact. And I have these really tell a lot. They're horrible slides I made on myself, but, the blacked out is the front and the zero is behind. And this is a walk. You saw how I was walking earlier? This would be my front foot, and then my back foot goes, then my front foot, and it's just a walk.
Okay.
And shrews, voles, weasels, rats, wood rats, stalking carnivores, opossums, and polar bears do this. The direct register walk is, I didn't show you that, but that's when the animal goes into the substrate and goes like this, and then its foot is gonna go into the direct register of this one. Okay? That's it. That's it. Not,
Let's do dog walks.
I really can do it.
And cats too, I think.
So beavers, canines, felines, ringtails, bears, skunks, and opossums. And you'll see that a lot of these go over because opossums also walk. They direct register walk. The polar bears, I guess, because they're so big. You think of a understep walk, think of a turtle, okay? The turtle legs are so little and just go on and do this. So it's not doing this.
See a turtle like
So the overstep walk is what I was doing just a second ago. That's when you've got all four on the ground and then something is gonna get me going. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna lift up, and it's gonna pass the first paw. It's gonna be kinda like this. I know it might not make a lot of sense right now, but it's really good if you go on YouTube and look some of this stuff up. Humans do it too. Another walk is a trot, and it's when the front and hind legs, opposite sides, move together. So it's like this. Got it? Saddle trot. This is what canines do: lynx, shrews, voles, elk, moose, caribou. It's such a, I mean, you're talking about shrews, which are so small, and voles, and then you go to elk and moose. It's just all over the place with what these animals can do. And the direct register trot is just like the trot, but they register where it's going to be a little faster, where my front foot jumps into the imprint. So it's going to move a little bit faster. And then that side trot is like what I was talking about canines. You'll see that they have the front here, and then their hind. Well, that's a little confusing for me, but it's a side trot, and you've seen them do that. They side run, they side trot. Loping and galloping. Any questions? Lopes and gallops are similar and are the fastest gaits. Each foot lands independently of the others. They're all independent. As in walks, but in rapid succession. Both gaits, the animal becomes momentarily airborne. You've seen how horses, just after pushing off with their front legs. Hopping and bounding, what hops and bounds?
Rabbits.
Yeah, you got that. And a lot of little rats do that, a lot of little,
Yeah,
like kangaroo rats, which we have a lot of those down here.
Armadillos when you scare them.
Yeah. The hopping and bound gaits of rabbits and many rodents are differentiated from lopes and gallops rear feet land and push off simultaneously, or nearly so. The rear tracks appear parallel to each other. Here I am. This is my front feet, my back feet, and my front feet are here. And so I'm pushing off with my front feet and then landing with my back feet. Pushing off with my front feet and landing with my back feet. It's that simple. Bound variations, rabbits bound also, but this is a bound, not a. You can see their rear legs land. Rabbits do it, carnivores do it, ungulates do it, ground squirrels, red squirrels, chipmunks. Do you have chipmunks down here?
Ground squirrels.
Mexico.
No, no
you know.
chipmunks, and no muskrat either, in case y'all were wondering.
Oh, good. Yes.
And here I've got a couple of, I can go on and on into these different, but I told you it would just mainly talk about the three of them. Identifying tracks. One of the most important keys to identifying animal tracks is knowing the right questions to ask. The questions help bring your attention to the most important characteristic. That will assist you in making possible identification, positive identification. You know, how many toes does it have? Felines, canines, and rabbit all show 4 toes on the front and back, 5 on the back. Knowing this can help you eliminate many of those possibilities very quickly. Remember, in the old days, they used to show 5 and 5. Some animals, mostly rodents, show 4 toes in the front feet and 5 on the hind. Their ability to tell between front and hind is crucial to being able to know who the animal is and what it was doing. Ask yourself another question, are the claws visible? We talked about that. Don't register claws, while most canines do. Is the track symmetrical? And that's when I'll show you how we draw an imaginary line. What is the shape of the metacarpal or palm cut? Okay, they're all different. They all are different. You have to just look at the bottom of the pad, or at the pad, or pictures of it. Now this book right here is a super cool book. It's already got a new revision, but it's really what I would call the Bible to animal tracking sign. It's written by a guy named Mark Hellbrook out of Washington. And then this one right here is Animal Tracks in Scat, California. That's pretty much the same as Texas, what you see there. And then identifying skulls. Now I have a little, I know you can find it at Laguna out of Scotia, but it's a little pocketbook that has, it's called Mammals of Texas. And it has the description of the animals, what animals are where, how big they are, and just a breakdown of their, you know, their makeup. Many animals such as rats, mice, and squirrels have palm pads that are made up of several distinct metacarpal pads, and did you find some scat?
No, I've got this little tracker that I've never noticed, but it says tracks, scans, and signs. I just
Oh,
like
I
it.
don't even have that.
I just like it because it said tracks, but this one's got scan and signs,
I
and
need
it's
to
got,
get that.
it's got all of the,
Maybe I do have it. I don't know. I have so much stuff. Others such as canines and felines or raccoons have the metacarpal pads that have completely fused together. They're like rats, they'll register like little hand. Okay, but some of these mammals have a complete fusion of the metacarpal. These are carpal pads. And here's what I told you about. For example, feline species all have a double lobe on the anterior end of their palm pad. That doesn't say what they have on the posterior. Is there webbing between the toes? You know, have y'all seen alligator tracks before? Oh, they're super. Webbing is a valuable indicator of species such as river otters, beaver, and American alligators. Ducks, lots of different kinds of ducks. And here are the tracks. Tracks are considerably due to the speed of the animal, the composition, and the depth of the substrate. That is very important, because let me tell you, I can go out and I can track coyote, and I'm trailing him. Then all of a sudden, I see what looks like a bobcat. And it can really throw you off, but it just depends on that substrate, what that track's gonna look like. They'll fool you. I mean,
When you started, you thought you had a coyote, and then it ended up with a bobcat, is that what you said?
no,
Or the one across the path?
yeah, one across the path. But I was thinking coyote, and then I started looking at that, and I could find all the reasons for it to be a bobcat, but I could find a couple of reasons it could be coyote, but you just have to study, and it's because the substrate's always so different.
Have you ever met up the animal that you were tracking?
Have I ever met the animal I was tracking? Peccaries, collared peccaries, javelinas. They're pretty abundant. Snake. We had this one, I gotta tell you about this. There was this one track we came across. I know I can go off. Is it almost 9?
You got 15 minutes.
No, you're good.
15. Okay, well, let me get on to my presentation.
Wait.
Sorry about that. Measuring tracks. You measure the width of the track at the widest point, length of the track. It's a great way to narrow down your search because most of these books will have the lengths from so many centimeters to so many centimeters. It gets real detailed, let me tell you that. You gotta get down close to the track and try to measure the track floor. The overall track size can be significantly larger than the track floor because of the entrance and exit of the room, that's what I told you. Try to avoid measuring slide marks. this is how you measure a human foot. From here, the widest part, and the lowest part. Journaling, we talked about this a little bit earlier. It's documenting your discoveries, and you're in the field collecting activities or collecting little treasures. You know, little skulls here. I have a vulture skull, baby vulture skull. And enhances the learning process. It's also fun. That's the thing about this whole thing, guys. You know, I could sit here and read off the PowerPoint, which is what I'm doing. But like I said, I have a few little issues going on with me right now. But the thing about tracking is be safe and go have fun. Go have fun. Journal if you want to, don't journal if you don't want to, but have fun. Like it. If you like it, you like it. Notebooks, pencils, camera. Documenting your discoveries when you feel increases the speed in which you work tracking. That's definitely for sure, because when we would go out tracking, our instructor would make us draw the tracks. Great way to learn the more obvious and subtle characteristics of the track. Does anybody know what that is? Oh, scale is very important, always, but most of these don't have scale, but you can see the popsicle stick. But these look like little grenades. Yeah, it's scat. It's actually frass, it's not scat. Frass is what moths, caterpillars do. I'm sorry. Caterpillars. So that's what that is.
That's from a caterpillar?
Yeah. And then this is a spleen of a moth. Okay. Did you want to go back to it?
That's a caterpillar?
That's
Yeah, this is,
big, huge, that's as big as they are.
they're really big, they're really big. That's a silk moth. Okay, who can tell me what this is right here, just by what you've learned from this?
Breakfast.
You're right. Most likely a bobcat in that setting that we were in. What did that?
My daughter.
Now this picture is oriented incorrectly. It should be like this, but who would venture to guess what that is?
Is that here?
No, it's up in Nice Rock, but we have them here too. Toad?
Deer?
It's about this big.
No, it's about that. It's that big.
And then it goes bigger inside. It is a armadillo.
Okay.
Really?
I see that all the time.
Now, these are some little tiny rats. And I really do want you to, here, I have an ocelot. And this is a Norway rat, just so you can see how tiny these things that we're looking at. I have would anybody venture to guess what this is?
When you take the pictures, are they in color? Or
It's
just
kind of
okay.
Can anybody guess what this is?
Turkey.
It's a,
Looks like a turkey.
A vulture. Great blue hair.
Really?
That's something that we do.
I see that on the map, the first
And it hangs out in
one. Bring it. Have to go there or do it on right here.
And guys here, oh, and,
This is a real cute one. This one I was looking for a while ago. See how the metatarsals and metacarpal and flat are real
I just got rid of
separated?
there, when it dropped them up with that lilac.
Here's, no, this is a armadillo.
Do they have claws?
Yes.
It's just what you do.
Yeah, right now, so you,
See, the hind registers all.
How do you overspeak it?
They have long toes and distinctive tips. They dig for their food. See, they are small, comical, and food was made by other mediums. But they can excavate great areas, big areas. Oh, yeah, they can get on wires. So, with that, all I have to say is do research to determine what is indigenous to that area. And that's where we come up with this mammal list. Let me see if First you'll need clear prints in order to make spots of identification. And it's okay if you're way off track, I mean, because sometimes, you know, the tiniest track is a big animal. Like if a nutria, their front feet are a lot smaller. And you might not see the rest of the track. You kind of think it's maybe a frog. I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
How long have you been doing this?
I became a natural 2013, I took my first cycle track. That's where I totally knocked all miserably because I didn't know what I was doing. And then, so I decided to take the track again, so that would be 2014, well, 2013 since I've been doing it. I've been doing it about 8 years. But like I said, the past couple of years, it's been very sporadic because of my husband, you know. And plus, I like to go tracking with people. And I don't have any tracking buddies down here.
Give you a chance later to look it up.
You'll go? Yeah. I'd love to take a little group out there like a cactus big branch.
Take the meat off of it.
All right.
They throw it out.
Any other questions?
It's like a pellet. No, but after it's been digested,
Yes.
it's kind of cool.